This is Tech Gearz. My name is Levi, and welcome to our second episode where I'm going to tell you why I think the Sony system, specifically the APS-C, is going to be the best camera system for you to start off, whether it be your YouTube channel, getting pictures and videos of your family, or just starting your creative process. So join me while I tell you why. You watched the first episode, I told you why one of the #1 recommended YouTube cameras, the Canon M50, is one I just don't recommend, and I'm gonna double down on that. Now, if you are on a strict budget and you wanna get the best price and best value, but I wouldn't say value just because it's what you get for what you pay. The Canon M50 is now available refurbished from Canon for about $400, and honestly, you can't beat it. Now, if you watched the first episode, please check that out. It had nothing to do with the quality of the camera. The colors it comes out with, the autofocus with the 1080p is fantastic, has a flip out screen, it's easy to use, it's small, it's light. Maybe I'm talking some of you guys into it, but the reason was the upgradability and adding to that ecosystem from Canon. And for that $400, you're stuck in a lens system you really can't use with but a limited number of cameras. Now, if you're going to upgrade from the M50, the next logical camera is probably the EOS RP. That is using their new lenses, the RF lenses, which are fantastic, but you're also talking about a $1,000 camera, not including lenses, so your budget is way past $1,000, and most reviewers and even the stats from Canon look at the RP as more of a camera for photography, not for video. So again, if you're just doing photography, then hats off to you, the RP is a fantastic camera, but if you're looking to do both and get the best value, you got to rule out Canon, at least for now. Now, if your budget's higher, Canon does have their R5 coming out, R6, the EOS R, and all those are amazing cameras that can grow with you, again, for a much larger budget. Now, in the beginning of the video, I told you why Sony APS-C is the best system and best cameras to start off with, but another competitor I want to talk about is Nikon and their Z50. Now, this is a camera system you can get for just about under $1,000, and again, like you're around about $1,000 mark. Now, it's not a bad system to start out with. Their new lenses, the Z mount lenses, are limited and they're kind of expensive, so you are spending a bit more money. And if you upgrade in the future, you have the Z6, the Z7, there's rumored to be a Z8 coming out. And again, that's actually not a bad path if you choose that. The biggest difference is going to be the Z50 does not have a flip out screen, which is not needed, but definitely something that you could want and does come in handy. And secondly, you are spending quite a bit more money. Again, if you have a larger budget, maybe that's a system you want to check out. But if you're trying to stay with the best value, you probably still want to stay with Sony. Now, the last two systems are going to be Fuji and Panasonic. Now, Fuji is one that definitely had me as a tough competition between, if you're choosing for your first camera, between Fuji and Sony. One, I have a friend who goes to my church who uses only Fuji. The colors it comes out with are amazing. The bodies are just fantastic to use. The most affordable system is going to be their XT200. And again, that feels a little bit plasticky, but still a great camera to start off with. And if you're going to upgrade in the future, their XT4 is remarkable. But one thing you're going to notice with Fuji is they don't have a full frame counterpart. And now, if you're never looking to go to full frame, then that's just fine. But if you are looking to upgrade in the future, their $2,000+ camera that is amazing by all accounts, the XT4, is still not full frame. So what does that mean, especially if you're just starting off? Full frame in general is going to give you a little more dynamic range, going to perform a little bit better in low light, and it's going to give you a little more background depth or bokeh, all of which are fantastic. And if you go with Fuji, you are stuck in that APS-C or smaller format lane. Again, not a bad option, but just something to keep in mind. But knowing that I wanted to have kind of both in my repertoire, it made it an easy decision for me to stay with Sony. And finally, Panasonic, just wanted to go over real quick, their full frame counterparts are very expensive, and their Micro Four Thirds are great cameras, but their autofocus system in general is lagging behind the rest of the industry. Now, if you have a partner with you and someone who's going to be behind the camera, Panasonic is a really nice options, from even anything as old as their G7, their G85, the newer G9, which is getting a little bit old, and then even jumping up their GH1, which is long in the tooth, and their new full frame, the S1 or S1H. All fantastic cameras, but again, that autofocus, because it's not as completely trustworthy as anything from the rest of the industry, if it's just you and you're buying your camera and you're going to do video and photo, it's something I can't really recommend, especially over the fantastic autofocus that Sony gives you. So what did I end up getting? An APS-C Sony. Now this specifically is the 6600, and if you're wondering, well, Levi, you just said it's $1,000. Why did you get that? I could have gotten the Fuji, I could have gotten the Nikon, and the biggest reason is going to be the Sony E-mount, where I'm able to use multiple lenses going pretty far back, so you can find some used at great deals. Your Sony has opened up their E-mount system to third party, so you're able to get some third-party lenses at really good deals. You're able to use full-frame lenses and the small lenses on either camera, and it gives me that upgrade path. No matter what I'm using, I have a lot of flexibility. Now, I specifically went with the 6600, but if I'm going to recommend a camera to anybody, I probably would recommend the 6100. Those have been on sale for as low as $600. Again, not much more than what you're looking at a Canon M50. This I was fortunate enough to get for $900, which is about the price of a 6400. Now, this is a compact camera, but it's giving me a lot of that full frame sizing, battery, the grip, which I think is fantastic, as the full frame counterpart. So I love this camera. I'll go into depth why I got the 6600, but I really wanted to go into why the Sony system, with being able to go with APS-C and something smaller, more affordable like the 6100, upgrading to something full frame with an A7 II for as little as $750. So now you can have two cameras for the cost of one EOS RP from Canon, where you can have both cameras doing amazing jobs. Now, I would recommend the APS-C Sony and recommend their smaller cameras, just because the new 6100, 66, and even the 6400 have Sony's new color science. If you've looked at cameras or reviewers in the past, a lot of people preferred Canon or Fuji because of those colors, but Sony has come a long way, and I can highly recommend them going forward. And especially with having the ability to adjust those colors in post, you can really get the look and feel that you're looking for pretty easily. If you like that video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down to the channel as we go over more cameras and tech things. Let me know for my next video if you guys want me to know why or how I got this camera available for that price at $900, or what made me choose the 6600 first. Really keeping it open. Really love tech community, and I wanted to give you my thoughts on why I think this is best. If it helped you, leave a comment below if you have any questions. I try to get back to everybody. As always, this is Levi with Sneaker Gearz in our Tech Gearz Talk. Really appreciate you guys, and I'll come at you later.